I got home from work today and I was out working in my garden a little bit, watering the plants and doing a little bit of hoeing. And I was hoeing around my watermelon plants, and I planted them jokers from seed. Where are we at right now? May the 17th, May the 18th? I think I planted them from seed the last week of April. But I was taking real care, to go around them with my hoe, with the weeds. And some of the weeds I picked up with my fingers, and had to pick them up right there. I want to make sure nothing steals the nutrients there for the plants to grow, watermelon plants to grow. One of the things that you have to do when you farm or do a garden, I'm by no means a farmer, but I do like to do a small garden every year. One of the things you have to do is you have to be patient with your plants. It takes about 90 days to get a harvest of something. When you plant from seed, you're looking at around 90 days or more to get you some fruit off of your plants. You have to be patient. Another thing you do is when you're weeding, you have to be gentle. You have to be careful with the plant. When you pluck up a weed, you don't want to pluck up the plant, especially when the plant or the seedling is small. Yeshua of Nazareth always, a lot of times, I won't say always, but a lot of times he told parables and he used gardening. One of the most famous parables is the parable of the soils. 4 types of soil. Sower went out to sow, and some seed fell on rocky soil, and some seed fell by the wayside. You know the parable. Well, I was thinking when I was watering and being patient and hoeing around the plants, that's how we have to treat people. We oftentimes are way more patient with ourselves than we are with our neighbor. Or if we see a weed in somebody's life, we want to pluck it up real hard, real tough, get that hoe in there real good and just ream all around that plant. And we mess up the roots there, and we hinder the plant's growth when we do that. People will not progress in life or holiness, commandment keeping. They won't progress if you're not patient and you're not careful with them. You'll cause that plant to be hindered or hurt. A prophecy in, I believe it's the book of Isaiah, says, a bruised reed Yahweh will not break, and a smoldering wick he will not put out. Sometimes in life, we go through so many things that we're bruised. And our light's almost out. And we just don't feel up to a day's labor or a day's work of life. And Yahweh is such a good, mighty one that he will not break a bruised reed. He'll be patient with us, and he'll be careful with us. And if our light's just barely flickering, he'll do whatever it takes to keep that light going. He won't snuff it out. Let's be that way with other people. Do you know your faults, your shortcomings, your sins, your hidden things that you don't tell anybody about? And yet, you still keep coming back to Yahweh. He still keeps forgiving you. He's so patient with you. He's so long-suffering with you. He's so merciful with you. Why aren't you that way with your neighbor? Why aren't you that way with your husband or your wife or your child or your co-worker or your friend at church or your friend on the job? Why are we so impatient with other people when Yahweh's been so patient with us? Let's be patient and careful with people. We don't want to hinder their growth. We don't want to hinder their plant.